Oh, we are live. Okay. Welcome. It's Monday night between the hours of 9 to about 10:30, 11 o'clock approximately. We are the realest talking sports. We're called In the Paint. Thank you guys for joining us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube Live, blah, 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 blah. Of course, my name is Angus Black, aka Rodney Jones. Joining me is the man that created the show, Mr. Mark A. Cunningham, otherwise known on here at In the Paint as Max611. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up, R? How you doing tonight?
I am chilling, doing well, doing well. Can't complain, man. Can't complain at all. Also joining us is our other brother, Sir Reggie. His mic is live. Reg, thanks for joining us Monday night, not Tuesday or Friday. Are
Sure,
you?
you right. Sure, you right. Sure, you right. You finally got it right. Finally got it right.
Is bowling over with for you yet, sir?
Man, I'm all for the summer, baby. I'm all for
He's
the
off.
summer.
So now, when we actually do a show Tuesday and or Friday, you will be
And
available.
you won't get any angry faces, dog.
Thank you.
Or or
I got
evil
sick of that crap.
Texas?
Yeah, I got sick of that. He's like, well, why? And I'm like, dude, you've been following the show for how long? You don't realize the
Forever.
days that
What he
you
say?
don't you don't realize the days we're actually broadcasting. You don't realize this?
No,
Hmm.
not at all.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
See how they do you?
Okay. I'm gonna just leave that one alone. I don't even know how to respond to that.
You don't.
I don't know how to respond to that, but it's all good. How you feeling, Reg?
Yeah, everything's good. I got to work tonight, unfortunately, but
Wait, you
a
gotta
little
work. You
extra
gotta
money goes a long way.
no. You have to work tonight.
2 out of 8.
Ugh, God. Okay. Well, thanks. I have to really say thank you for joining us because you're giving up a little bit of sleep to participate on with us.
Hey,
A
So we
yeah,
gotta.
little.
because he was up
Sleep is
early in the
overrated,
day.
though. Sleep is overrated, bro.
And hold
Sleep
on,
when you're
just join.
dead. That's what I say.
That I say
Uh,
the same thing. Wow. Okay.
you can put it
We're
on
we're
YouTube.
also we're also
What is
joined by
that?
a man that was Dom from the BX now in Carolina.
Yes, sir.
He'll his mic is live, but he'll join us when he's ready. Um, Yo, Mac, let's get into it, shall we? We got a
Yes,
game
sir.
currently going on, and that's the first thing. Well, that's is it the first one we talk about. Yes, we are. The Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. Um, at the start of the game, Miami is leading the series 2 games to 1 over the Boston Celtics, and Game 4 is being played as we speak right now, and Boston is giving them that business right now. You know,
21 to 4.
but again, and I said to Mac just before we started, basketball is a game of runs. How many times we've seen teams down double digits, high double digits, and come back, tie, and win the game. So I wouldn't be too confident right now. I did pick Boston to take this series, but
Wow.
I'm why not? I like why? I like their coach and I like that they're very resilient. You know what I'm saying? They play tough defense. I have to give it to them. Am I a Boston fan? No. But in this series, I actually like Boston over Miami.
Let let me just say to everyone, especially my friend and brother
Hmm.
Chris
Oh, wow. Wow.
Tilden, that goes to Boston.
Sweet
But
Jesus.
but
Woo!
S-
but
Sweet Jesus.
Boston is really a good team, and like you said, they're
Right.
resilient. I do like the coach.
Hmm.
He's had them playing ball all year because they started off the season in bad
Hmm.
shape. It looked like they were not gonna make the probably not gonna make the playoffs. Maybe fight for the eighth seed, and look where they are now in the finals. And y'all know I'm a big
Exactly.
Jason Tatum fan. I like Marcus Smart. I like a lot of their players. This is gonna be a good series.
Hmm.
Miami's missing Marcus Smart tonight. I mean, Boston's missing Marcus Smart tonight,
Hmm.
and Miami got back Lowry from the last game, and he's playing tonight. Jimmy Butler played part of the last game. He started tonight. So both teams have been going through. We lose a player comes back,
Right.
because
Right.
everybody's dinged up. But they are both evenly matched. I'm rooting for Miami, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boston does pull it off.
let me just say this. We have Dominic also with us again. Your mic is live, and also the mad scientist, my man Nick. What's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Um, let me just throw something out here real quick. I was getting on Mac a little bit early. He's gonna kill me for this. Mac 6'11", and I need you guys because you're like all on social media with this guy. How many times does Mac post his hate for Massachusetts teams? Is it
all
never.
the time?
Is it all the time?
Oh, never. He's a
Not a
perfect
lot.
gentleman
I
when it
do,
comes to the
I do,
Massachusetts
but
team.
not a lot.
All the time.
All the
And
time. I said
He
50%.
spews venom.
I say 50%.
Sometimes. No,
yeah.
it's not 50%.
Yes,
Any
it is.
chance he did.
I hope you guys understood the sarcasm that was dripping from my comment.
I did. I did, Nick.
Oh,
See?
you're just
The look I just got was like, what?
y'all just gonna do me like that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm with
I'm
you,
just
brother. You're not by yourself. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But I don't
Uh-huh.
I do remain objective when I evaluate Boston teams. I gave Boston I gave them a few compliments tonight.
That you
Okay.
did.
But I started with the fingers because they gonna get that.
You did.
Yeah, he's not a Boston fan.
And that's all right. But you don't have to be a fan of the team. My thing is like the hatred.
Yeah.
That
It runs deep.
spews.
It runs
Obvious.
deep.
Well, that's obvious because I'm just like, damn, you talking about Boston again? It could be football, basketball, whatever.
Hey, listen.
You know
what? You know my comment on Boston, so hey, I'm gonna leave it at that.
When's the last time I said anything except for the night I had to wear that ugly Dead Sox T-shirt?
See, except for, but that it actually existed, right? I got you. Okay,
I'm still sick.
Yeah,
you got to admit though,
be.
whenever I see Mac on Twitter, I'd be like, oh boy.
See,
he's hating something.
See,
he don't
exactly
that often. But when he does, oof, I couldn't even keep up with y'all's conversation today.
Well, currently I've been after Baseless.
Oh God!
And I hope that hashtag sticks to him.
Who you after now?
Skip Baseless.
Oh man, that's so old. That's a subject for a whole podcast.
You got that right.
But you know what's sad? There's too many of him now.
That's true.
They're all the same now. We can blame Skip, but they're all the same now.
Yep.
All this yelling and screaming and
it's a lot of nonsense.
Dom, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. Come on, man. I mean, you got the incomparable Stephen A. Smith. You got the awesome Skip Bayless. You got the king, Kendrick Perkins. Carry on. That stupid, ignorant piece of garbage.
I've been after him too.
Yeah, he has been. But you're right. They're all shitty. They're all shitty. They're all the same. I'm not impressed by none of them, to be honest. I'm more impressed with myself and you guys than you understand what I'm saying than these.
Listen.
And you know what the best part? And you know what the best part is, though. I actually started having a lot of respect for JJ Redick because he pulls no punches. But when he said what he said about Bob Cousy, I dropped my head in shame and I was like, "Why did you even go there?"
Well, you know what?
Bob Cousy was covered by plumbers and electricians. I was like.
Right.
Well, you know what? A lot of people, because he's a little bit younger than everybody that's on here right now. I saw either a tweet or a post, and it had greatest shooters, and it had Reggie Miller, it had Ray Allen, Steph Curry, Dame Lillard, and somebody else. I'm like, when were you born?
Right.
Do you read?
Right. Exactly. It was embarrassing.
And that's not to disrespect any of those guys, but where's Rick Barry at?
What do you call it?
Where's Pistol Pete at?
I think I could speak for everybody on the that's on here that we can go back to guys like Pistol Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete Maravich. We could go back to guys like Paul Westphal, guys that could shoot the rock people this day and age, you mention their name, they probably think they were in like a 80s glam group or something like that.
Nice.
So it's almost as if to me, and this is just me personally, it only seems to me that a lot of the basketball history pre-1980 had gone by the wayside.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You don't know how many online brawls that I've had with people when I say Oscar Robinson is a top 10 player of all time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do get in the balls.
Argument from me.
But I'm sure. We
talk about
people like people go to me like Oscar Robinson barely breaks into my top 20. I swear it's almost like I want to dive through my computer screen and slap the living hell out of somebody that even says that. I was like, one guy came back, he shall remain nameless. He calls himself the sports reporter without pay, and there's a good reason why he calls himself that.
Wow.
But what do you call it? But he said he goes like this. His reasoning was, have you ever watched the man play? I'm like, no, I haven't. But if you want to talk about Russell Westbrook like you have in the past, Oscar Robinson was Russell Westbrook before Westbrook was even born.
Right.
And he would shoot better.
Yeah.
100 times better. And this was a guy who, for I think 3 consecutive years before it was even a stat, averaged a triple-double. And in everybody should remember 1961 MVP race where, you could have had where Bill Russell won the MVP, but 5 guys could have won the MVP if it was any other year.
Right.
And that was the first year, I believe, that Oscar Robinson actually pulled averaged a triple-double. So when I look at the overall body of work of what he had, what Oscar Robinson did, I would, without even batting an eye, I would say he's a top 10 all-time NBA player. And for the amount of disrespect that the guy gets in this day and age, it's almost like why it's gotten to the point like, why do I even bother? He's in my top 10. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to argue with millennials that think that.
No,
because they don't know. They don't know.
Wasting time. You're wasting your time.
Let me say this: if there's a GOAT, it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because he won at every level. 4 years in high school, he won a title. 4 years in college, won a title. Immediately won a title with Oscar Robinson in Milwaukee. And then, also we can talk about people who say team hopping and building super teams. Kareem told Milwaukee when he wanted to leave, send me to LA or send me to New York. Now imagine if he came to the Knicks. Maybe the Knicks trade Willis Reed and somebody else for him, and he's with Clyde, Pearl, maybe DeBusschere or Dollar Bill. So is that a super team? is that ring chasing? Same with Wilt Chamberlain. When Wilt Chamberlain was told by his then manager, he said, "Listen, I'm about to become owner in Philly. I'm either going to make you a GM or coach, give you more money. You're going to get some power." He got to become a minority owner with Philly. Wilt said, "So what's up?" He was like, we don't have a contract, so I don't know what you're talking about." But then Wilt said, "All right, I'm going to leave. Send me to LA because I want the weather, money, Elgin Baylor, and the logo of there. Is that not ring chasing?
No, it is not. No, I'm joking. But seriously, let me bring this back to this series and whatnot. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
When the matchup was made with Miami and Boston, I really love this matchup for Miami. I mean, Miami plays that type of ball that, they can be gritty or they can be flashy. And as long as Jimmy Butler is standing, even on one leg, playing the series, that he will his team to victory. And I said before this series began that this is Miami's series to lose. I mean, don't get me wrong, Boston has a really good team. But I think Miami was licking its chops when they saw it was Boston across from them, because Miami matches up so well with Boston. They really do. I still think Miami's winning this. It's going to go. This one's going 7. Okay. But I think Miami's going to take it. I think this is Miami's series to lose.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Dom or Reg?
Dom busy looking at his phone. What's going on?
Dom is chilling. He's texting his wife. He's texting his wife. I'll be in a minute, babe.
We can't hear you.
You're on mute. Check your mic.
Still
on mute.
You just put it on mute. Say, talking now, Dom.
Nope. Still don't hear you.
Still don't hear you. All right. I don't know what he did, but we can't hear you. But it's all good.
I'm gonna say this for my brother. It's still going to be a gentleman's sweep. I don't care what they say. I'll say that for Chris.
Wow. I gotta tell you, I like Boston in this series. I said it from the beginning. Now don't get me wrong, Miami's a very good team, and Max 611 could vouch for me when I say I give all props to the coach Eric Spoelstra. I think he's a great coach. There's no doubt about it. He has his team prepared. I love Jimmy Butler, who I think is very, like, again, this is just me. I think he's underappreciated. He's a guy that you don't. He's definitely underappreciated. You understand? He brings a lot to any team he goes to. Trust me, he's like fantastic player. However, I think I have a little bit of Max 611 in me when I have a certain hate for a team. And when I say that, because I was a Knicks fan at one point, I guess that whole Miami Heat thing with the Knicks back in the day is kind of messing with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I know I can say the same with Boston, but I like this Boston team for some reason. The fact that early in the year they wasn't playing well together, and then out of nowhere, this coach stuck with the plan, and made it work for them. They all came together and played together as a team. Defense wise, I love Jason Tatum as a player. I think he's definitely the truth. There's no question about it. I like Jaylen Brown as well. And I like the way these guys play together. Robert Williams is a beast on defense. I even like the dude that's not even thought of that much, Grant Williams. I like him as well. He's a gritty player. I actually like this team in this matchup. So, and I agree with Nick. 7 games easily. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Dom should be back.
He is. All right, I hear you now. I hear the background a little bit, Dom. Say what's up, buddy. Dom?
Can you hear me, Mac?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
It told me the host. It told me the host muted me.
No,
wasn't me.
Wasn't me either. and you're about to get interrupted by the bishop who's joining us as well.
Oh, Lord, my stomach.
So, Dom, before the wait, he just clicked off. Okay, I don't know where he went, but okay. Dom, what are your thoughts on this series between Boston and Miami?
I had Miami, honestly.
Still have them.
I mean, the series ain't over, but I'll tell you what, though, that Miami don't score well.
Yeah,
they don't score very well. They're a hell of a defensive team. They're a hell of a team, but they don't score very well. I mean, yes, they have Jimmy Butler. Bam finally showed up the last game, but he had 12 points in 2 games. I mean, and one of them you got waxed at home because you had like 8 points. So we already know they're not a hell of a scoring team. And then you couple that with Boston being the best defensive team in the league this year. It was sort of a recipe for disaster, but they're holding their own. I mean, they're getting waxed tonight, but I think it'll go 7. I think Miami will pull it out, hopefully, because they're my last team I got left. I mean, I picked them from the beginning. I picked them in Phoenix in the final. So
wow,
I blew the second half. So I still got Miami.
Right, I feel you. Okay, gentlemen. All right. So, Mac, you want to close it out? Do you have anything you want to add to this, or? I
got Miami, but Boston is hell on wheels defensively, and like y'all have said, they got a deep. They both match up well with each other, and it's 2 deep teams who are gonna fight to the end. But I got Miami.
All right. Well, let's see what this young man has to say. Good evening, Bishop. Your mic is live. How are you? Bishop. Okay. The Bishop is okay. I don't know what's going on with the Bishop. He's having your technical difficulties for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, you know how you did earlier. You know how you used to do it earlier. Stop front. You ain't forget. I'm not going to let you forget either. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the other series, the Western Conference Finals. The Golden State Warriors leading 3-0, 3 games to none, over the Dallas Mavericks. I can tell you right now, this is over. It's looking like Sweep City. Nah, for real. It's looking like Sweep City.
Wait. Did y'all scoop up the dude in the lane?
What's that again?
I think he's still laying there. Luka, I think he's still laying in the lane. That was a decapitation.
But it was horrible.
That was gruesome.
Yeah, I watched that slam dunk like about 20 times today. I was cracking up. But the thing is, they were down. The Warriors were down by like 19 points, if I'm not mistaken, and to come back and be victorious in that game 3, that right there is a gut punch in which you don't recover from.
Oh, no doubt.
And Dallas got that gut punch. You understand what I'm saying? And I think the Wiggins slam kind of accentuated that point. It's like, okay, you might as well not even suit up for game 4. It's going to be over for you guys. And
Let me ask it. I thought they were supposed to be coming down on a floppy. If that wasn't a flop, if I ever saw one on a poster dunk, it's ridiculous. He hit himself in the face to make it look like Wiggins hit him.
Then he got up and held the wrong shoulder. No, you fell on that shoulder and you getting up holding this one.
Wow.
So apparently he needs acting lessons as well. You know?
Oh my Lord. That's the
NBA, guys. We could sit here and make jokes, but that's the NBA. They do nothing but flop. Then they look at the ref like, oh my God, really? Every play is debated. That's why these games take 3.5 hours. Every single play is debated. Oh my God, Mac hit me in my arm, and come on, stop. But that's the ref's fault too, because I always go back to the Rasheed Wallace rule. Remember, if you look at a ref a certain way, it was going to be a tag. That lasted 5 minutes. Yeah. That lasted 5 minutes. And it was over. Nobody even remembers that happened. Remember? Oh, they're changing the rules with the tag. You can't even look at a ref a certain way.
Right.
That lasted a minute.
Dom, I remember that game. Before the game started, the ref told Rasheed, he said, if you look at me, I'm tossing you. Now, he didn't even give him a tech. He said, I'm tossing you. And Rasheed was like, and then he tossed him. Because he was like, what?
I think what shifted that was, I forgot the ref that kicked Tim Duncan out the game when he was sitting on the bench. He came out the game, he was sitting out the bench, and he was just sitting there, you know.
Right.
And the ref went over there and said, You're out of here. And then all of a sudden that rule went away. You know?
Thank God. Thank God. You know?
I'll tell you this about the second series. I looked at it where if Dallas won one game, that would be a feather in their cap.
Oh, you sound a little dumb. You sound a little
choppy. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, brother.
We can hear you.
No, I was saying if Dallas won one game, that was a feather in their cap.
I could agree.
Just one game. Considering where they came from and where they are, one game would have been good for them. They might not get that, though.
Well, they're not going to get it because yesterday was that one game which they should have won. You know what I'm saying? That game 3, they should have won that game. But no, you're not seeing any wins this go around. It's going to be a 4-0 closeout, and that's it. You know, the Warriors are going to have time to rest up to play the winner of the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. And I mean, I've never really been a big Dallas fan, a supporter of even with Luka there. I just was never feeling him, and I'll give him props for getting this far because I really didn't think they'd make it this far.
It's a little luck, because they got a little bit lucky. When if you take Luka away from this team isn't as good without him in there. He's been putting up some good numbers. But Dallas doesn't have anybody outside of him right now.
No.
Maybe they miss Tim Hardaway Jr. in his scoring and shooting.
But they're kind of ass backwards because the two people balling are the 2 point guards.
Yeah.
After Luka and Dante, I brought this up to a friend of mine. Ain't this ironic? Dallas got 2 point guards, and we ain't got one.
Right.
Actually, they got 3 point guards.
I'm saying 2 quality point guards.
They got 3 quality point guards. Dinwiddie.
The other one. Who?
Dinwiddie and Brunson.
He's like,
I think Dinwiddie's more of a shooting guard. But they are missing Hardaway as much as we joked about him on the Knicks. He was their perimeter threat. Damn, Bullock scored 21 points last night. And they lost.
Yep.
They're done.
Let me, Mac, before you say anything, let me see if I get this guy in here. Is the Bishop there? Your mic is live. I know you've been calling in, and well, not calling, but trying to video way in. Is your mic live?
Yeah, I believe so. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, there you go. Yes, sir.
Working on a new laptop, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Technical difficulties,
No doubt.
Yeah, but I got it now, so.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, of course.
Indeed.
Let me have some of your thoughts because you just talked about Miami Heat and Boston, but let me have some of your thoughts on this particular series before we get back to the Dallas and Golden State deal.
I think people have overestimated the level of the championship level of Boston. I mean, they're a pretty solid team. I don't think they're ready for the next level. They lose too many games that they're supposed to win. And even though, just like tonight, even though they're winning this game, and in the first half, they're still probably going to wind up losing it. Because they're taking a lot of wild shots, even though they're hitting them. To me, they're taking a lot of wild shots. And between the shots going and the referees with all of the calls for the flopping, Boston is everybody's flopping now. Everybody's flopping. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, but I think Boston is ultimately going to lose this series.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think I'm the only one on the line that's actually rooting for Boston. That's all right. That's all right.
Drugs are a bad thing, sir.
Whatever. See, there's that hate. There it is, right there on display. There it is.
You also a Brooklyn Novellas fan too, so we got to take that with a grain of salt.
Always gotta bring that bullshit up. God, I hate your ass.
I'm just saying, to put things in perspective.
Don't put shit in perspective, okay? I don't need you to do that,
But I'm the
okay?
one to stir the pot. See that? You see that? I'm the one
Yeah,
that stirs the pot.
yeah, you do
Yeah.
exactly.
I didn't
God,
say anything. I
you
didn't
guys
bring up
are
your Nets today.
yeah today, yeah, miraculously. But you guys are something else. Anyway, so now let's get back to the Golden State and Dallas deal. What's some of your thoughts? I'll start with you again, Bishop. I haven't finished hearing your voice, so go ahead.
So this is the same situation that I got into. I got into a spirited debate with another one of the members in this group, because I made the point that Luka he's just James Harden. He plays like James Harden.
Okay.
He doesn't make anybody around him better. He's a superior scorer. He dribbles the air out of the ball. He'll score 40 points and they'll still lose. And again, it's like when he made the comment that he has no help, and I keep hearing everybody say he has no help. He's got 14 other NBA level players on that roster. So, as the best player on that team, it's your job to help get the best out of the teammates that you have. So the games that they've won, he's actually gotten his teammates involved and help give them confidence so that they knock down those open shots. Yesterday, I watched the game. It's like you have role players. Okay, these are not primetime players. You got role players. You can't give them the ball with 3 seconds left on the shot clock for them to get up a quality shot, and hit that shot on a consistent basis. You can't.
And Reggie Bullock was open a lot, and he was shooting bricks, bro.
Well,
sorry.
Again, it's like then you have the
he
situation.
Was open a lot, bro.
Then you have the situation where Reggie Bullock is chasing Steph Curry around. How many shots you think he's gonna hit after like the third or fourth game? How many shots you think he's gonna hit after chasing Steph Curry around all game? All game. It's like you playing defense and this dude never stops moving. He never stops moving. He passing the ball.
Well, none of them do. None of the Warriors do.
So it's like he's getting worn down. All of the perimeter defenders are getting worn down. The reason why Luka's not getting worn down because he don't play defense.
well, he was worn down because he's still laying in the paint.
He doesn't play any defense.
No pun intended.
He doesn't play any defense. He doesn't play any defense. So it's impossible for him to get worn down. So it's like, okay, well, you keep saying you have no help. Well, who do you have on your roster? You got 14 other NBA players, and out of those 14, there's about 7 or 8 of them that can give you some numbers, but you can't give them the ball like with 3 seconds left on the clock after you dribbled all the air out of it because you can't get your shot off. I.e. James Harden. And it's like nobody says anything. Nobody says anything about that. Everybody's just like, oh, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. What teammates has he made better? What teammates has he made better? The only thing that I keep hearing is he has no help. He has no help. He has no help. It's like, again, 450 NBA players. I got to think Dallas has gotten the best that money can buy on that roster the way they want to play. So now it's up to the coach and it's up to the players and it's up to your star player to get these guys involved.
Well, Bishop, hasn't Jason Kidd got the most out of a lot of players on that roster?
Yeah, I'm talking about each night. So when I watch those games that somebody told me I don't watch Dallas play enough to critique them. If you watch Luka's body language, when the guys miss shots, your star player, when the guys miss shots, he's sloughing down, he's putting his hands up in the air, his head is down. You can clearly see that he's disturbed by the fact that his teammate has missed the shot. It's like,
because I should have took that shot. Me and Reggie know somebody like that.
Right. So it's like when your star player is doing that and reacting to every time that you miss, not only do you have the pressure of the moment, but you also have the pressure of the disappointment that your star player is showing when you miss a shot. Forget the fact that I'm playing defense for you. I'm helping you out. I'm playing my man. I'm playing your man. I'm getting dunked on. I'm all sorts of stuff is happening to me. Also, like Reggie Bullock. How many times has Reggie Bullock got dunked on in this series? It's like his responsibility.
They've been shitting on him.
Exactly. What's the name before he spaced Luka yesterday? Yo, he posterized Bullock like 3 times in this series. Because Bullock trying to help out.
Hold up for a second. While your commentary is great, Bishop, I love it. I was looking at the screen here on my laptop, and I noticed the mad scientist had a look on his face when you mentioned that made that comparison about Luka being Harden. Mr. Mad Scientist, are you there?
Oh, I'm here.
Am I correct in picking up that vibe from you in which you might not agree with that?
Not in the least. Luka in this series alone has done his damned hardest to get his teammates involved in just about everything. It is not Luka's fault that Reggie Bullock in games 2 and 3 could not hit the side of a barn even if he was standing 2 feet in front of it. It's not his fault that the best perimeter shooter on the team, Tim Hardaway Jr., is out injured, which is a big miss for the Dallas Mavericks. It's not his fault that he got posterized by Andrew. Well, yeah, it was his fault that he got posterized by you can't compare him to James Harden, who is probably the most selfish player in the NBA, walking, breathing, and living on this planet. It's impossible.
So can I ask you a question? I can respect that. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Where was all of this critique when they were playing the Phoenix Suns? This is the same team.
Trust me, I was
this is the same team
as well.
No, this is the same team. It's the same team that was playing the Phoenix Suns. So as you
go
further along,
they got lucky against.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
as you go further, no, they didn't get lucky.
It was a little luck. It was a little lucky.
Well, they caught. What's the name? Softened them up. New Orleans softened Phoenix up, and then Dallas came along and took advantage of the fact that New Orleans had softened up Chris Paul, wore him out. Yeah. Okay. All right. But you didn't have any of this critique about, well, this person this, and it's not his fault this, and it's not his fault that when they played Phoenix Suns, did you? It was the same team. It's the same roster.
You're right. It's the same team. It's the same roster. They are not performing at the same level as they did against the Phoenix Suns, plain and simple. Tomorrow night, I'll be seeing like Don Meredith. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
That's because they now have – everybody has to play defense. Everybody on that team, everybody on Dallas has to play defense.
Or maybe Golden State is just that much better with the amount of talent that they have. Phoenix folded like a cheap 2-bit suit in Game 7. Phoenix came out in Game 7 flattered in a 10-day-old bottle of Coke, sitting outside with the cap open. Dallas played awesome again
before they got to that Game 7
in the Suns series.
Dallas
did everything right in Game 7 in the Suns series. Dallas in this series just can't put Golden State away, and it cost them both in Game 2, which, Rodney, if I'm not mistaken, they also had like a 17-point lead in Game 2, and they lost that as well. Golden State just takes it up to another level. Golden State has just been lights out this series. You cannot fault the Dallas Mavericks at all because Golden State is just that much better with that much more heart than Dallas. You just can't do that. What do you call it? They mention James Harden's name with Luka Doncic is just a slap in the face to Luka Doncic, for Christ's sake.
Why? Because he's scoring more in the playoffs? Because he's scoring.
If this were James, I'll tell you this right now. If James Harden were playing in this series, Golden State would be winning games by 50, 60, and 70 points right now.
So you don't see the similarities when Luka stands
No,
up top.
I don't see that at all.
When Luka stands up top and dribbles the ball for like 16 to 18 seconds of the shot clock, dribbling the ball between his legs to take that step back 3-pointer that he so loves to take, you don't see the similarities? Where did that come from? Who did you see shooting that shot? Who
Well,
did
you
you
know
see
what?
shooting
They
that
don't.
shot?
I wouldn't necessarily say they play alike, but
They
they.
do. They
They
do.
do.
Oh no! Let me
They
finish.
do.
Let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
Let me finish. They necessarily don't play alike, but it's the similar outcome. They both just dribbling the ball to be dribbling the ball. I think that's what Bishop is trying to say.
Right.
Pretty much.
I brought up what Bishop said a while ago. That's
You
the
did.
impression I get with him. Remember that he's a ball dominant individual.
Super Bowl.
And right. And there's a reason sometimes, to Bishop's point, that a guy like Reggie Bullock goes 0 for 10. When we're watching the game, we're just watching it in fast time. But I'd like to know how many of them 10 shots he took and missed that he had 2 seconds on the shot clock.
It's more or less he's taking shots where it's 2 seconds on the clock.
Right.
Or
it's a ball dominant individual.
Right. Or it's a contested shot because Luka passed the ball to him and people are running at him. And he's more of a wide open jump shooter. If he's wide open, he'll make those all day.
Okay.
If hands are coming at him, he'll miss.
I watched that game yesterday, and y'all could clip on the highlights. Dude was open for most of them 0 for 10.
Well, he's streaky as well.
I wouldn't care if there was 1 second left on the shot clock. He was open and he was missing.
So we focusing on Reggie Bullock, but there's Cleaver, there's Finney Smith, there's quite a few Bertans. There's quite a few guys that
those guys are rotation players who, if they were on other teams, would probably be the 8th guy.
Right, but I'm just saying, it's the same guys. It's the same guys that played in the Phoenix
that
series.
was played against Utah. These the same dudes that played against
right.
Exactly. So they are capable. What I'm saying,
they are, but like the mad scientist said, Golden State is just that better, bro.
Yes, they are. They are much better, and I'm not taking
better defensively and better offensively.
They're much better offensively. I agree with the mad scientist on that. They're much better offensively, and no matter how well Dallas plays, Golden State just takes it up a notch. That I 110% agree with. Well, my point is, if everybody's giving Luka all of these accolades and putting his name in this and putting his name in that, what I'm saying is he has to play better. He has to get his teammates involved more. He has to be more of a support than this guy that
he's got to be a
guy
better defensive player.
Yeah, well, I didn't even get to that part yet.
They targeted him this whole series, putting him in pick and rolls,
right?
Where he's getting, where people just doing whatever they want offensively once they get him in the pick and roll, and that's usually Curry. And Curry either takes him to the basket, and Wiggins. They either take him to the basket, or they take him wide open jump shots.
Like I never seen Wiggins just come down court and it's like pretty much like clear it out. I got this.
And we gotta give Wiggins credit for how well he's played this year and how well he's meshed in the Warriors system. I know his confidence is gonna be high in the next game. He'll probably get 30.
I'll tell you what. He has played better than Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Throughout the playoffs, actually. We're looking at him now because of the dunks last night. But if you look at his numbers during this playoff run,
how many games has Klay played this year? This is probably maybe his 20th game, 25th game. He hasn't played.
It's more than that.
Maybe more than that.
They played almost 12, 16 playoff games.
Okay, but
I'm just saying sheer show up. And again, let's not forget, this guy was halfway under the bus with snow chains on it because everybody was saying, "Oh, how's he going to fit when they're all back and they're all healthy?" And you know what? If you're gonna bash somebody when they're down, then you got to give him some kudos when they're up because he actually had a good season, let alone a good playoff run.
Well,
He's
I'm
had a good season.
I'm gonna attribute Andrew Wiggins' play to me bashing him. That's why I think he heard what I had to say about him.
Yeah, like
I said it on
last
Entertainment.
week, Reggie
I
went
said
in.
it.
Yeah, he did say it.
I said it. And once I said it, he just started playing better. I'm like, this dude is making me out to be a liar right now.
Hey Reggie, hey Reggie, are you going to get pizza for us?
He going to work.
You're going to work right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'm going to. No, I'm actually going to get me some food, and then I'm going to work.
Then you're going to work. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So one of the things that you guys forget is like, so Andrew Wiggins is like the who was the guy that they used to have that he plays in Sacramento now? He's a forward. He played in Sacramento. He's playing in
I know
Sacramento.
exactly who you talking
Is it
about.
Barnes?
Barnes.
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes. So
He's better than Harrison Barnes.
I'm
Yeah.
getting ready to say he's Harrison Barnes like 2.0. This is what they were expecting when Harrison Barnes was there, but now they're
Barnes
finally
played better
getting it.
defense though.
Now they're finally getting it with Andrew Wiggins. When Harrison Barnes was there, they were expecting him to be that third dynamic guy, the one that, when the two of them are off, that he could, come in and he could play the best offensive player, play defense on the best offensive player, plus still give them offense. And
Notice Bishop, they let Harrison Barnes leave. There's a reason why they let
well,
him
that's
leave.
because he didn't. That's because he didn't.
Don't forget
He
about
never
Jordan
fulfilled.
Poole.
He never fulfilled that promise.
Didn't they
Well,
win a
listen.
championship with him though?
Listen, he
They
did.
did.
Listen, he's
Yeah, the first
a
one.
guy who will score 16 points, play okay defense. He can't create his own shot. Wiggins can
Right.
create his own shot.
Off the dribble.
Um,
Yep.
Wiggins is just a better all-around player on both sides of the ball. He's 6'9". Harrison Barnes is 6'6". His wingspan is ridiculous.
7'1", 7'1".
Right. So he's been showing you the whole package as of late.
Is he
Not bad.
simply the Andrew Wiggins that everybody thought he was going to be?
Yes. And
Yeah.
Exactly.
That goes to having a good structure, a good organization, a good coach, and good leaders on that team who
Right.
aren't
Just think
letting him
about just think about this though.
be who he was.
We're talking Andrew Wiggins. You've got Steph Curry. You got Klay Thompson. You got Draymond Green. Everybody right now is sleeping on Jordan Poole as well. It's almost like you could, what do you call it? This is reminding me of the championship teams they had just a couple of years ago. It's like if one guy gets hot, you really don't know who to guard at any given time with this team. You really, if you think about it, it's almost as if they're recreating the magic of their championship seasons. They really are.
I think it's a little bit better because now you got three guys who can create off the dribble.
Exactly.
Before you only had one. It was only Steph that could really create off the dribble. Everybody else was just like cut and move within the offense, within the half-court offense. Poole is creating off the dribble.
Yeah.
And Wiggins is creating off the dribble, and Steph is creating off the dribble. Even though Poole hasn't played really well in this series,
Looney's been playing good.
He's just been doing what he's supposed to do: grab rebounds, don't turn the ball over, get putbacks.
That's it.
And I'll tell you what though, if Golden State wins this series, Kevin Durant's going to be sliding into DMs going, I want to come home.
And I would tell him no. Fuck you.
But I don't know. I think Durant put that in his rearview mirror. I always go back to with all the hoopla with Golden State. They won a ring, they lost a ring, they didn't lose another one when they got Durant until he got hurt. So he fulfilled his obligation, whether you like the way he did it or not. Let's not forget, Golden State won 73 games. And they lost to the team that wasn't healthy the year before.
Right.
And then they went out and got Kevin Durant. And then they went to the championship 3 years in a row. Then Kevin Durant got hurt, and they got beat by Toronto. You tell me that Toronto beats Golden State with Kevin Durant on the court.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
So I think Durant put that in his rearview mirror. And for those of y'all that have, for those of y'all that have Netflix, you ever watch that David Letterman, My Next Guest Is? Well, Kevin Durant is one of them. Yeah, Kevin Durant is one of them that he sat down with Letterman and they hung out. And, I don't know. I always like Kevin Durant. I don't care who he plays for. He's a legitimate scorer, probably one of the best scorers we've seen in years.
For sure.
And you could debate on how he did it. But remember, Golden State went to him. When they got waxed, they went to him. After that game, they went to Durant. Right, one player. Yeah, the one that he ended up calling bitch. But however you slice it, at the end of the day, Kevin Durant fulfilled his obligation with Golden State. He got them to the championship 3 times, and they won 2 more rings. They haven't won one since he left, has he?
Well, they'll get one. They'll get one this year. They'll get another one this year.
Yep.
I just want to say this, since we talking about Brooklyn Nets players, we see Kyrie is now saying, I wasn't mature. No, Negro, you did what you did because you didn't want to be under LeBron and you wanted to be the man. And then you found out it's hard being a man. It's hard when you're not a leader and when you go to a new team and they look at you like, what is this dude talking about? Is he out of his mind? Nah, I'm not listening to you. Yeah. And now you want to. This is the second time he's said. I guess he called LeBron and apologized. I would have hung up the phone on him. And now it's like I wasn't mature. No, you wanted to be the man, and you're not the man.
You're still not mature. You're still not mature.
No, you're right. Listen, I hate to say that ship has sailed, but I mean, and without saying the shut up and dribble routine, he should just shut up. He should just shut up. He don't even got to dribble. Just shut up.
Speaking of LeBron, I guess he doesn't have a head coach yet.
Nope, and that's the next topic.
That's the next topic.
So
exactly.
So before we move on from that, it's like, do you remember both Kyrie and KD? Their rationale for leaving the situations that they were in was that they just want to win. They just want to win.
Whoa, weren't they doing that already?
KD was in Miami. Was in Golden State, the best possible place for him to win because he was playing with Steph, Clay. That's the best possible place for him. He had won 2 championships, 2 Finals MVPs. To me, that's winning. That's pretty much winning. Okay,
no doubt.
Top dollar, MVP.
Kyrie was playing with LeBron in Cleveland. They were going to the finals each year. They were contending for a title from the Eastern Conference. So you were winning. So I again, when the two of them said they just want to win, like, what do you mean by that? That was
very disingenuous.
Exactly.
And to add more insult to Kyrie, he goes to Boston, and they go to 2 conference finals. One he didn't play in, and one he disappeared in. So, really, enough is enough with this guy. Let the earth be flat. We understand that you get a get out of jail free card because you did a half a year in Duke. We get it. You're smarter than all of us. We get that. I guess. But when Bishop used the word rationale, you can't put that in the same subject with Kyrie. Not anymore. His rationale
or James
is gone.
Harden, who got a BBL.
That's another subject for another podcast.
And he got the BBL from Eaton.
And you know what? I hate to say that. There does come a time where you got to say, it was what it was. Let's be honest. James Harden may have took the air out the ball. Prolific scorer. But we ain't going to see that guy no more.
Prolific flopper.
Yeah.
Wait. Not according to James.
Well,
not according to James.
He was hanging out with Kyrie.
Yeah, he was like, the past 2 years have been, I've been fatigued and whatnot.
Yeah, because you eating.
Right.
Stop eating.
I'll make my return this upcoming season. I'm like, yeah, okay.
This
I'll
guy,
tell you what, though. At the end of the day, with all of that hoopla, with Ben Simmons and then James Harden, whether the Nets won or not, the Nets won that trade.
Yes, they did.
They won that trade.
Big
They
time.
got rid of Harden. They got Ben Simmons. They got Curry. They just hit a stumbling block with all the players that didn't play, were hurt. And I'm not a Nets fan. I'm just, you're not going to sit here and tell me with a healthy Ben Simmons, a healthy Curry, that they get swept by Boston. I firmly don't believe that. I
don't believe it either.
Even with Kyrie having a bad series, and we'll look at Durant and what Durant didn't do, but we won't look at the load he was trying to carry. So, no, you ain't going to tell me Boston sweeps the Nets if they're fully healthy. Nah, because Ben Simmons is going to be on Tatum's ass. He's going to be on Tatum's ass or Brown's ass. One of them are getting taken out the game. It's that damn simple. Whether you like Ben Simmons or not, he's a hell of a defensive player. They ain't getting swept. They might have beat Boston, actually.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, not that I love Boston. You know what my goal is? To see Doc Rivers coach Dallas. Because then I can say, damn, I got the two people I hate the most on planet Earth with each other. Mark Cuban and Doc Rivers. That would be a match made in my heaven. Because I hate Mark Cuban. He's a clown.
But let's Lakers.
Yeah. Juwan Howard. He turned down the LA Lakers job, the head coach job.
Well, it was just an interview. It was just an interview.
Can I fix all the connections? Juwan Howard used to be teammates with LeBron. He was also his assistant coach. He used to be teammates with the GM. So he has some ties to the Lakers. He didn't take the job because he's coaching his two sons at Michigan. And personally, I think he doesn't want to be tied to his old teammate, who's a clusterfuck.
So, wait a minute, Mac. Bishop just said it was just an interview.
Yeah, it was an interview.
Okay.
It was an interview for the job, but he's essentially turning the job down.
Okay.
First of all, somebody got to explain to me how the Lakers could bring in Phil Jackson to help find a coach. Like they didn't see what he did on the Knicks.
Well, let me fix the connection again. He's still banging Genie, man.
I don't care what he could be banging Saddam Hussein. His track record is his track record.
It is, but when Jeannie talks about him, I see the glow in her eyes.
God.
Hey,
back start tingling.
She could glow all she wants. All I did was ask a simple question: how do you hire a guy to go on a coach search when you was super?
Because that's her
flagrant at it.
Because that's
I
her
don't
man.
care.
And
the best head coach. The best head coach for the Lakers.
We don't need you.
The best head coach for the Lakers right now is a color commentator for ESPN.
Mark Jackson.
Thank you.
Jeff Van Gundy.
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson would be the perfect head coach for the Lakers. Juwan Howard saying no was to me a godsend because he has it made at the University of Michigan. For a guy that got into a fight on the sideline and only got maybe like the smallest slap on the wrist, and still coaching at his alma mater, now coaching his sons, probably going to make a crap ton of money on the next contract extension he's probably going to get from them. He's going to bring Michigan back to prominence in the Big Ten. Why would you want to leave that to go coach LeBron, Russ, and Mr. Glass?
Listen, he's 61 and 32 already after 3 years. Was the regular season,
and it's only going to get better.
And he's gone to 2 NCAA tournaments.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better for him. To me, the Lakers would be foolish not to bring in Mark Jackson as the head coach. Yes, Mark Jackson can be abrasive, but Mark Jackson is a leader. He's the point guard the Knicks wish they still had. As many times as I still think about it to this day, The day that they traded Mark Jackson, they sold their goddamn soul to the devil.
Well, thank Mike Lupica for that.
So, what do you call it? Jackson is the
Mike
reason
Lupica.
why Golden State became
for the Mark
what
Jackson
they
trade.
became.
Yes, you can thank him and the other Peter Bessie for Mark Jackson being traded.
He would be the perfect voice. He would be the perfect voice for that locker room.
Yes, he would be.
Perfect voice.
He would also command the respect of the locker room. Let's be honest. Frank Vogel, even though he won a championship,
Asterisk.
It was, exactly. There's the asterisk because it was the bubble championship. The players in the end tuned him out, especially Russ. Now, everybody knows on this panel right now that I can't stand Russell Westbrook as far as I can throw him. Personally, I still think he's the most overrated jackass in the NBA. But that's just it. You put Mark Jackson with him, you will see Russell Westbrook as he was in Oklahoma City. And I'm talking good Russell Westbrook from Oklahoma City, no matter what his age is. Mark Jackson, in his final year at Golden State, I believe, took them to the Western Conference semifinals. And when they didn't, after the year was over, they brought in Steve Kerr basically has the fruits of and I'm not knocking Steve Kerr one bit, but it's the fruits of the labor of Mark Jackson.
For sure.
Steve Kerr took them to the next level. But the groundwork was laid by Mark Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He was. Now, I guarantee you, Jeannie Buss is not going to hire Mark Jackson, and she would be completely foolhardy not to do so. But she's going to do what she's going to do. She'd probably put Phil back on the sidelines just for the hell of it because she can do that. But if you want to get back to legitimacy, and I really sincerely mean this, even though you have 2 stars and 1 broken star on your team, you bring in a guy that commands respect.
Well, I mean, it would be even more perfect. I agree with you, mad scientist. It would be even more perfect because Mark Jackson is coming off of a spell where he wasn't even getting looks. So you won't have to pay him a boatload of money. You probably won't have to give him a 5-year contract. And you'll still get the benefit of having a head coach who's like a whisperer. I think he would get the best out of Anthony Davis. I think he would get the best out of Russell Westbrook. LeBron is going to be LeBron. LeBron is still going to be LeBron. And he would also get the best out of the supporting cast, whoever is left in that supporting cast. He would get the best out of them because he will hold them accountable to do the things that supporting role players are supposed to do. And I think Frank Vogel, as you said, at one point, even the role players stopped listening to him. So
this is the issue I have, Bishop, with why hasn't Mark Jackson gotten a call to be a head coach or even sniffed as a finalist of being a head coach since his dismissal from the Golden State Warriors? Meanwhile, you got guys like Tom Thibodeau, who's pretty much Mark Jackson light, in my opinion, coaching the New York Knicks. You have other guys. You had David Fizdale, who had like 3 cups of coffee as a head coach, Memphis, New York, wherever else he's been. Yet he continuously gets callbacks, for interviews. What is it about Mark Jackson that spooks the owners?
Sanctimonious, and
messy.
He was offensive to. Okay, so I got that you have your Christian faith. I got that you are a devout man when it suits you, but
when it suits him,
but you can't judge people. You can't judge people when your house is not in order.
Right.
And I think what happened with Golden State is people choose a certain lifestyle, and that's fine, but you don't get to place judgment on them, especially when you are professing that you live a certain lifestyle, and it's been proven that you don't.
Yeah, he got we talked about this, remember?
Yes, I do.
He had a messy situation with a prostitute who was extorting him, and the team had to clean that up. So he's messy. He brought religion into the workplace, which we all have had corporate jobs. You can't do that.
It's a bad idea.
Look, I'm going to. I'll be the first.
Now, let me finish this. He has served his penance, and I think it's time he should get a job.
I'll be the first one to say it, though. That's up to the powers that be. I'm going to hell and back. I mean, I'm far from bringing religion or being called a saint or anything like that. Mm-hmm. The Lord knows what I've done in my almost 50 years on this freaking planet.
Right.
But what do you call? I think everybody can say they've had their demons. I think everybody say
wild boys.
Yeah, they're wild days. You know, everybody said, you know, everybody's told a lie or two throughout their lives or everything like that. But what happened in Golden State, yes, I admit, you know, it was a fireable offense. But now you're talking 7 years later. If after 7 years you can't get another job because of one thing that's happened in your life, he who casts the first, I forgot how the saying goes, but if you want to cast the first stone, they got to look
without sin.
Well,
thank you, Reggie.
This is the segue. I'll invite you to welcome to Black America. Welcome. Because there's been coaches who have done things worse, but it's not the same. It's not the same treatment. It's not the same opportunity. It's like, how many times have they recycled losing coaches? Recycle losing coaches when you have good coaches that just don't fit that mold, I say, or that what you want to see on the sidelines, the top guy on the sidelines. So yes.
This sounds like another segue, Mark.
Well, we about to go to that.
but to that point, they've recycled plenty of minority coaches.
That's true.
The safe ones.
Well, the safe one. To me, I think I hate to say this, but Mark Jackson crossed that line with the gay community.
Crossed that line, and he burned a few bridges.
Right. When he crossed that line with the gay community, especially geographically where he was located
in San Francisco.
Yep. It
was Oakland at the time.
Right. It don't matter. Anywhere in the Bay Area. Let's just be honest. We know the geographic. For those of us that have been to the Bay Area, it's a geographical thing. So they had no looking back, because then they would have took heat from a certain community. And now are other teams thinking that we're going to take a hit from this said community if we hire him? Right. Like the professor said, there comes a time where you got to forgive and forget. I get that. But when you look at today's society, we don't do that too often. We don't. It's
won't
sad.
Let you forget your past.
Right. Yeah, it's sad. We do it with politicians. We'll forget everything they said in the past and still go out and hit that button. But for a guy like Mark Jackson, and you know what? Honestly, guys, I thought Charlotte was going to at least look into him.
Not a good fit. Not a good fit.
I'm just saying, if anybody would have at least gave him an interview, at least looking at Charlotte.
I heard a rumor that Charlotte is looking at D'Antoni.
Yeah.
And Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, God.
Not a good fit.
Now, if that dude is not recycled, what do you? I don't know, dog.
Not a good fit.
I'm sorry.
Not a good fit. Well, I mean, from what I read, so I think owners are in a lifestyle, and he spoke out against it. So I think one of the owners was marrying his partner, his domestic partner.
Yep.
And
There you go.
He pressed that button. He pressed that button.
The president is of that community. What's his name?
Right.
I forgot his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
And the commissioner might be.
So it's kind of like, okay, well, you basically just you covered like 3 or 4 different no-nos in this move, and it's like, okay, well,
but okay, if that's that man's opinion, you understand? Not saying he's right or wrong. It's an opinion.
Keep it
it's
to yourself.
His opinion, how he feels about that situation.
Keep it
Everybody's not going to agree with it, and everybody's not going to disagree with it, especially the community that he's talking about.
Well,
they were like, it's an opinion.
They were like, well, keep your opinion, but you're not keeping his job.
Right.
Look, if he's not okay, I could see if he wasn't doing the job, but he turned them into a winning team. You can't do that.
Yeah. So does Curry.
You can't do that. Or because basically he's saying, I don't know if I should say it on air or not, but he's pro thing instead of pro penis. Come on, man. What's wrong, bro?
And you know what? You know what's weird about that, Reggie? He could have did the Obama approach. During Obama's first term, he believed in marriage was between a man and a woman. He got heat his second term, and he flipped. Mark Jackson could have took the easy way out and said, just like Obama, I had a change of heart, and marriage should be between people, whatever the case may be. Because when he crossed that line in that community, and as much power as they yield now, he was done, guys. He was done. And if he would have did that, if he would have said that in, let's say, Oklahoma City, and we wouldn't even have heard about that.
Nah.
Let's be honest. We wouldn't have heard about that.
Nah.
Yeah, but you got to be smarter than that, dude. You can't.
Well, of course.
You live in a secular world. You cannot. You live in a secular world. Secular organization pays you, and then now you want to flip your nose up. It's like, yo, dude, like you know what it is. So it's not that you condone anything, but sometimes you got to keep your opinion to yourself.
Move smart. Well, you can't preach. You can't bash another segment of society. You can't be out there horrible.
But I don't think it was bashing, Mark. Again, like Reggie said.
Listen,
I may have that same opinion. That's my opinion.
He used the Bible as his way to bash.
Well, and that was crossing the line, because now we're going to go back to what he did wrong.
Well,
but again, which side of the aisle you want to be on. If you don't believe in a certain thing, that's your right. Just like Kyrie didn't believe in getting vaccinated. Whatever the case may be, it's a personal choice. But again, where he did it geographically, no way would he would have kept that job.
I bet you this much. The next job he gets, he won't do it again.
He better
no.
I guarantee you, he won't do it again. The next opportunity, coach opportunity gets
job to fall back on either.
And you don't think the Lakers in the community that surrounds Los Angeles that they would say, okay, let's forgive and forget? No. I'm just saying.
Listen, Portland, they didn't let Chauncey Billups forget his past, and his past was different.
Right. But they look beyond it.
Yeah.
But what Mark Jackson said, and in the state of California, nah. I think that's why the Lakers were like, they're thinking 2 steps ahead. We could hire a great coach, but we're going to piss off a certain amount of people. So, which side of the stick you want to play with? I don't know.
Well, Chauncey Billups' situation was a little bit different because he lucked up because the GM was a sleaze. So he pretty much was like, yo, okay, it was a perfect storm. It was the perfect storm.
We didn't know about him till after
I don't care. Well, no, the general public didn't know about it. Right. But everybody else knew about it. So it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise that he made the selection that he made.
Right.
With all the attention and all of the stuff. It wasn't
and also
a surprise.
just Chauncey Billups' case was not. It was unfounded what happened with him. What?
Right.
Once
And he didn't offend the community. Let's use the community word.
Right. And once you're accused of something, it's hard to move past the accusation, even though it's an accusation.
For sure.
Right. I.e. Rondo.
Well, that dude's he's a moron.
Well, that's that.
Hey, leave Rondo alone.
Let's take a step back. Let's take a step back. Again, these are accusations. If
one accusation. Now this is the second incident.
No.
Accusation you win.
The first accusation was not him. It was the woman that he was with slapped up another woman for mouthing off. That wasn't him.
And he got busy too.
They just associated.
He laid hands also.
He was separating.
Allegedly.
He was separating. He was trying to separate the two of them. They got it on video. It was the woman talking loose, and then the other woman was like, "Word, okay then, hold my purse, hold my purse."
What? Bishop, he's involved in that. He's involved in that. That's a bad look, regardless.
Yeah, it is. For your name
the second
to be
one,
now
now you got a gun. That's too bad.
Yeah, but that's
you're a moron.
That's an accusation. That's an accusation, and it's the salacious. It's the salaciousness of it. That's just like it's the salaciousness of it.
Well, and I don't have accusations like that. Mac tries not to have accusations like that.
Well, I mean, if you were in the limelight like that, if you were in the limelight, who knows?
Think it's a good thing Rondo wasn't in the NFL.
Right.
He'd be suspended for like 6 years before they even go to trial.
Let's move on, man. We gotta go change lanes real quick. We're going to the lane of the NFL with the New York Giants. Oh man, that's all it takes for Dom.
Wait for this one and the next one, sir.
That's all it takes for Dom. New York Giants cut quarterback James Bradberry, and he signs with the hated Philadelphia Eagles. Mac, you have brought this up to me, talking about there's certain fans that have a lot of hatred towards Bradberry. I checked into this, and I saw some commentary, and I was like, "Yo, you talk about just a bunch of ignoramuses out there." I'm like, damn, how like low and certain fans are gonna let their hatred of a team, and he was like, "Oh, correct, they cut him.
They cut him because they couldn't afford to keep his contract."
Okay,
because of the dummy GM.
Right, so because of the dummy GM and that contract that he got, and the team actually cutting him, and him going to division rival, where he might fit. Who knows? And I'm sure there's other teams he could have went to, but he made his decision on where he thought he would fit best. Okay, if it's inside that division and with a rival, so be it. We're not talking about Everson Walls or Lester Hayes here. You understand? I mean, no, I'm keeping it real. I'm sure he's pretty decent. He had a Pro Bowl season. Okay, I golf clapped that a few years ago. But I'm just saying, the emotion that these fans put into this was way over the top. I'm sorry. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? They just come off as being imbeciles to me. Oh, you're a traitor. Oh, this and that. And next thing what are you going to be doing? Insulting his family next? You're going to be threatening his family next? I'm just saying, because you at that damn level.
All will be forgiven after he's responsible for a win or two. All will be forgiven. That's usually how the fan base works.
It's ridiculous.
Put it to you like this, he's a solid cornerback. He isn't. I'm not going to say he's great. He's not bad, but he's a solid cornerback, good locker room guy. The Giants did him wrong all the way through this because he missed out on the free agent money he could have got. He could have got more money if they'd have cut him earlier, but they held on to him up until now. So teams have spent a lot of their money. And 2, it's not his fault. 3, he signed with Philadelphia, which is adjacent to New York and Jersey. So he probably didn't want to move his family.
Okay.
I don't know if he's married or has children, but Philly, New York, his kids could probably still stay in New Jersey, and his kids can probably still go to the school they go to.
There you go.
3, it's not his fault. He got cut and he went and signed with whoever offered him the most money in the best situation. I'm not mad at him. No. I'm just not rooting for him when they play the Giants.
Well, you shouldn't. Exactly. That's your team. You know what I'm saying? But why are you mad at him? Keep it moving. That's it.
And don't you know, people being fans, that's their life. That's their livelihood, bro. And they take it. It's sick. But this is how these people are. That's like him going to Philly. How does that directly affect you?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They take that so personal. It's like, yo, I could have went and slapped one of their kids. That's okay. But you going to the opposing team in our division, man, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Were they mad at Landon Collins when dummy Gettleman let him leave and he went to Washington?
Right. I didn't see the same amount of anger for that situation.
It was a conscious uncoupling. And in conscious uncouplings, sometimes the breakups are not as nice. Sometimes the breakups are not as nice. So, you know.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad breakup. He knew he was going to get cut. He knew the deal. And they held on to him as long as they could. I wish Bradberry good health. You just can't play well when you play the Giants 2 times this year.
I hope he gets 3 interceptions off whoever the quarterback is for the Giants.
Well, you hate the Giants.
Well, there you go. You already know that's possible.
I see the mad scientist. Go ahead, brother.
I look at things now. You guys all know I'm a Vikings fan.
Yes. Why? You suffer so much, bro. I'm gonna pray for you tonight. I'm gonna pray Cousins gets hurt.
But whenever I hop on like podcasts or anything like that, I throw my Homer hat away and I put on my my objective hat.
Right.
And when I look at this move that was made by both teams, the Giants cutting Bradberry, the Giants were trying apparently to trade Bradberry to different organizations, but the organizations knew that they had the Giants by the balls because you had Gettleman gave him like that insane contract, thinking that he was the second coming of Mel Blount or Donnie Shell or whoever it was.
Right.
Bradberry wouldn't take a pay cut. They tried to trade him. Nobody wanted him via trade because they didn't want to give up draft picks.
Which is smart.
The Giants were like, we're going to cut you. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And to me, signing with Philadelphia was the perfect situation for him because look who the other cornerback is. Darius Slay. Now, having Darius Slay on the other side of the field, him signing with Philadelphia, they just gave him 2 pretty darn good cornerbacks going into the season. Philadelphia did a great job retooling this offseason, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But again, this is all on paper. The results have to come on the field. But this was a move that made sense for James Bradberry to make. You could talk about having a family and not wanting to move or anything like that. He probably surveyed the contracts that he was offered, saw what he was, what he wanted to see, and was like, this would be the perfect situation for me.
Right. Well, mad scientist, he was scheduled to make about $13 million this year.
Right. Now he's only going to make 10. He's going
to make about 10. So he's making almost the same money.
He is. But here's this. But Mac, you got to understand what people like fans have to understand. Once he was cut, he had his phone ringing. His agent's phone was ringing off the hook because now the Giants weren't getting anything for him. He was free to make whatever money he could make. Philadelphia gave him only a 1-year offer for $10 million. But again, you look at who he's playing on the other side of the field. He's like, hell yeah.
And they got a pretty decent defense.
Exactly.
On
Plus,
paper.
I think Bradberry is more comfortable playing the second cornerback than the top cornerback on his team.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants were pretty much asking him to be a lockdown corner, and he really isn't.
No.
His peripherals and his numbers shows he is a good corner, but he's not like, say, Darrelle Revis or Xavier Howard or something like that. He would be, to me, in the second tier of cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This situation to me feels so much better for Bradberry. And I also think that this is this contract is also another prove me contract, because after this year, it would not surprise me in the least if he gets another 3-4 year deal with a very nice signing bonus.
Right. He's 28.
Yeah.
So he's in his prime, about to be out of his prime, as a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Gettleman screwed up by he gave him he overpaid for him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He also overpaid for other people, and the Giants, just that whole situation, the new GM has to clean up a lot of messes that Gettleman left, and they couldn't afford to keep Bradberry.
Yep. Oh well, like I said, fans need to cut it out. Stop being over emotional. That's it.
Well,
cut it.
The problem with that, though, is that fans will always be extremely passionate about their squads. To the point that, because the Giant fans hate Philadelphia with such a passion, it's not even funny.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
Exactly.
Completely vice versa. Now you talk to a guy like me, I can't stand Green Bay as far as I can throw them. You mentioned
Green Bay either.
You mentioned guys like Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre pre-Minnesota, of course, or Edgar Bennett, Leroy Jackson, Sterling Sharp. You name every single Packer, Clay Matthews Jr., AJ Hawk. Mm-hmm. You name them all. And I grit my teeth to the point I'm gonna need dentures in a couple of years.
Right.
But there is a level of respect that I do have for Green Bay as an organization. I will curse them up and down, but I will not be as vile as what I was reading with regards to James freaking Bradberry.
Exactly.
Like Giant fans going to Philadelphia. Some fans take it over the top.
Yeah.
You think? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let me ask you this, mad scientist. How long you been a Vikings fan?
Let's see. I'm going to be 50 next month. 40 years.
Wow.
I respect that.
I'm not mad at you. I'll just say this, mad scientist. One thing I do like about the Vikings is their helmet.
Don't say his name.
I just said the helmet. I didn't say your
the
boy.
name I said earlier? That I'm afraid for you? I said Kirk Cousins. What? Let me get your estimation on him, because R knows I stay on that dude.
Yeah, he's relentless. He is relentless with that guy. I'm like, yo, calm down, son.
That's Mr. Picks and Fumbles.
That's even the one that's fleecing people.
Do we really have to talk about him?
Yeah, he's in his feelings right now.
Okay,
even though
we don't have to if you don't want
Picks
to do that.
Picks and Fumbles wasn't that bad this past year.
No,
he wasn't good enough.
He just can't win.
Yeah,
he just can't win. What irks me the most, seriously, what irks me the most, everybody sees his numbers and it's like, wow, he is a pretty damn good quarterback.
Man, Damn, Mac, really? Are you serious, son? Look at
No, it boggles my numbers. Only tell you like 25% of what. Bishop, help me out here because I'm trying to find the words without blowing a gasket.
It's empty stats.
Thank you.
Empty calories. He has a lot of them.
Thank you.
Damn.
When he was with the Redskins, saw the numbers that he was putting up. It didn't amount to wins and losses. Yeah, every year.
That's the best quarterback outside of Fran Tarkenton, bro.
Wow. Look at his face.
Reggie.
Oh my God! Did he turn red? I'm driving. I can't see. Did he turn red?
Damn near.
Oh God!
Yo, what the hell?
He left his camera.
He said, "I can't even be on camera for this right now."
Wow,
that's bad.
Wow.
That's bad.
But no, getting back to what I was trying to say. When he was with the Redskins, he put up the numbers, and every year, franchise player gets the money. Franchise player gets the money. Third year in a row, gets.
No, he only got it twice. He
gets
got
the
it
money twice. Right, he got the max contracts for the franchise money twice. When he became a free agent, I really honestly thought the Cleveland Browns were going to sign him. I think everybody and their mother were pegging the Browns to sign him. When the Vikings signed when I heard the Vikings were signing him, it's like, okay. And then I heard the whole contract was guaranteed. I was like, oh my God. Okay. This better be worth it. And
don't have an aneurysm now.
In the 3 years, we got to the playoffs with him once. He beat the Saints in overtime. He beat the Saints in overtime. Let me tell you something. I was a very happy man. And then, of course, we got crushed the next game. And Kirk Cousins in a big game. We all know how that goes.
How does it go?
Picks and fumbles.
I don't think it was all picks.
And then, after last year, I was like, all right, what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to sign him to a 2-year extension, and we're going to give him more money, and it's all going to be guaranteed. He takes up 20% of our cap room. 20% by himself, he takes up of our cap room.
Right.
Now,
they didn't do that with Dante Culpepper.
When Spielman got fired, I was doing a happy dance. When Zimmer got fired, I was doing even a bigger happy dance.
Okay.
And yet Kirk Cousins is still on our team because we can't afford to cut him.
Wow.
Because if we were to cut Kirk Cousins, the dead money would have been $40-something million.
Yep.
Please.
If we would have cut him after June 1st, it would go down to $30-something million. So, with all that being said, I like what the Vikings did this offseason. I do feel we have a shot at winning in the division because, Green Bay did not have the best offseason known to man.
No, they did not.
Chicago's still Chicago. And,
Detroit
will be Detroit.
Although Detroit is actually going to be a little bit better than.
No, I think Detroit may actually get 5-6 wins this year. I think the Bears are still a 500 team. I think Green Bay is definitely going to come down a bit because they, losing Devontae Adams, that's a big loss. And I mean huge. And then you look at our team, and I keep saying to myself, on paper, it's a playoff team. It all falls on what Kirk does in the big games.
Listen, Kirk Cousins is a career 59 and 2 regular season guy and 1 and 2 in the playoffs. Mediocre.
He's a 500 quarterback. He's a 500 quarterback. I mean,
that's not what his wallet is saying.
What? And his Monday night is what?
His what?
His primetime record.
Oh, it's horrid.
Exactly.
It's horrid.
Well, look at the teams he plays on prime time.
Reggie, you're killing me tonight, man.
Oh, let's move on.
All right.
I was having fun. Come on, don't leave now.
Nah, we're gonna leave. We're gonna move on. That's it. Let's go. Still in the lane of NFL. The NFL's Minority Diversity Summit is a sham, according to Mac 611, and probably a lot more people out there that probably feel the same way, including myself. Mac, what can I say? This whole thing. You know, the only way this is gonna get solved is if all the older white owners in the NFL die and you replace them. Why? No, because it's going to be the same no matter what.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I like to think that it'd be a little bit better once the these owners of these old men die.
What you think their kids are going to do?
Well, hopefully they'll be a little bit more liberal and open. Hopefully, I said
smarter.
And as Max 611 said, smarter. So hopefully that'll be the case, and we will actually see change. But if it stays status quo, it's going to be what it's going to be, and that's it. Nothing's going to change. Nothing.
So what is this? The Rooney Rule 2.0?
No, it's basically a show. Hey, we having a symposium.
Mm-hmm.
We getting together. We're gonna talk. We're gonna share information. Guys are gonna be introduced to people. Yada 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 yada.
Is Jay-Z heading this up?
Yes.
On Friday night, I gotta cool off right now.
In all seriousness, I had just had a thought in my head, but if I say it,
mm-hmm.
it will inflame a lot of people, and I'm gonna keep it. No, I'm serious when I say it. I'm gonna keep it to myself because I just had a name pop into my head, and I am not. I just can't say. I just can't say it on air. No, I'm dead serious because
I feel you.
When this came out about a diversity summit, I said to myself, "This is the biggest BS piece of garbage I've ever heard in my life."
There you go.
And I keep asking myself, "You're hiring colored general managers, no problem. We saw it with Poles, and we saw it with the Vikings GM's name. I can't even pronounce it yet to this day. You're still hiring coordinators and running and position coaches with the plum, yet you still can't pull the trigger on being a head coach in the NFL. And if you do, outside of Mike Tomlin, you are set up to fail without any regard. It doesn't matter." And when this Minority Diversity Summit happens, to me, I really don't want to say it, but But you could have Barack Obama running this symposium. It will only be there for show.
That's it.
You might as well. You know what? Hell with it. I'm going to say it. You might as well have David Duke running this Minority Diversity Summit. Because that's how it's still going to feel to this day. I'm sorry. I mean, that's the first name that popped in my head because to me, when you have 32 white owners that can't stomach the fact that there are many black, Latino, mixed race coaches out there that can run eyeballs around anybody that's on the field right now, and you still won't give them a shot. And if you do, the first thing that something goes wrong, they're out quicker than you can say freaking boo. I've seen guys get hired for much, much less.
Hey, Adam Gase had 2 jobs.
Exactly.
Right.
Adam Gase had 2. You had Adam Gase.
Matt Patricia had a job, and he
Joe
sucked.
Judge.
George Bush.
Who else? I mean, there are other coaches out there that like got hired and and fired. Fired after like a year or two. Yet they still, for some reason, can still find a head coaching job. Whereas,
Pat Shermer.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is why I said this is not going to change, no matter what quote unquote innovative
and
ideas they may have or whatnot.
Rodney, I'm sorry, but if there's anything in the comments about the name that I just said about the Minority Diversity Summit people, I apologize. It just fits when it comes to this.
It does. The truth is never easy. You know what I'm saying? What you said is the truth. It's never easy. People need to get over that. Your feelings are hurt. Oh well, too bad. It is what it is.
You're right.
I just say that because I also say that because Bishop is awfully quiet. I don't know if he's steaming at me for saying that name or his jaw is still on the ground.
I think he's watching the game.
Probably.
I'm listening. I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, he's listening. He's there. I don't think he's miffed or anything like that. But but I'm just saying, the bottom line is, like I just said, the truth is the truth. People need to accept it and just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You get offended over that? Oh well.
The NFL always makes these moves that on paper, oh yeah, look, we're doing this, but really they're not, and they never have really.
No.
It's the same. It's like the never-ending cycle. It really is. It's the never-ending cycle.
It's just for show.
Yep. Exactly. It's a never. It's almost like diversity, but you still end up in the same place.
That's like
years later,
hiring a black coach and then paying him to lose, incentivizing him to lose.
Right. Or you hired a black coach, and it seems let's use Brian Flores as an example. He gets a job in Miami. Mind you, he was hired by a black GM. Him and GM didn't get along, so the black GM fires him, and the owner throws Brian Flores' name under the bus. Brian Flores should still have the job in Miami because
obviously
they were getting better and they were playing well. You have a guy like Adam Gase who sucked in Miami. He shouldn't get another head coaching job because he just is ass backwards as a head coach. Gets hired by the Jets. And again, horrible. Matt Patricia gets a job because he's got the smell of
Belichick.
The rosy smell of Belichick and the Patriots on him. Gets to Detroit because they fired Jim Caldwell, black coach, who had them in the playoffs multiple years. You fire him and you bring in Matt Patricia, and it stinks to high heaven because Matt Patricia can't coach.
That's it. Like I said, nonsense. So screw you, NFL. Screw you, owners. Pretty much.
Remember they have the rookie symposium?
Yeah, please. Oh, and who was one of the speakers? Wasn't it Adam Pac-Man Jones?
Right.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, does the rookie symposium work?
No. I mean, if you look in the current police blotters, that you could get that answer for me.
Right.
You understand?
Didn't the Giants have 2 young players a couple years ago? Where they were gambling at a barbecue and the barbecue went awry and there was gunplay?
Yeah. Crazy.
So I thought the symposium would have told them to stay away from situations.
That's why when you asked me, and the answer was a very simple, clean no. I didn't have to think about it. No. Immediate answer. It's all BS. You understand? So good luck, NFL. And like I said, I hope all these older, no offense, but if you get offended, too bad, all these older white NFL owners die. You know what I'm saying? And your sons and daughters, your family are better people than you, I hope. To stop this BS.
Hey, let me just run down a few owners who in their blotter. The Indianapolis Colts owner, a couple years ago, maybe 10 years ago. What was he doing on major highway, buying drugs on him, stacks of money? Nino Brown now?
You already know.
New England Patriots coach.
Tricking.
Getting happy endings in the.
It was Secretary's Day. It was Secretary's Day for that first coach. Employee Appreciation Day.
Okay.
Remember, we did the Miami Dolphins offensive line coach. He got a job right now, actually.
He does.
What was homie doing? He was high he was sniffing coke in one of the meeting rooms and got it on.
Right.
They got it on audio. They got it on video and audio.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys owner.
Oh God.
Tricking again. Didn't he have a baby? Somebody say he got him pregnant.
Probably did. Probably does.
Jackpot.
More than likely.
Jackpot. Somebody hit the jackpot.
Oh God. Let's do some moving on, bro. Real quick. NFL still. The Cleveland Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield trade rumors. Now here's a funny thing. This is just a quick blurb on this. Apparently the Cleveland Browns are willing to take a huge size chunk of his contract in order to facilitate a trade to whatever team is interested in Baker Mayfield.
Damn.
They're desperate at this point. You know what I mean? They are desperate. And this is a really ugly situation because you have a quarterback that, okay, Baker was an overall number 1 pick from a few years back. It hasn't worked out, obviously. He still believes he could play in the NFL. I think he can still play in the NFL. I just don't think he's going to be that great. He'll be one of those lower tiered quarterbacks that just happens to be a starter on a bad team.
Wait. So what y'all saying is he's no Kirk Cousins?
He's not even Kirk Cousins.
No, Kirk Cousins is better than him. Yes,
Kirk Cousins is a quarterback god compared to
I was about to say I'm glad you finished that statement up. No, because I was like, what? No, but he's not better than Kirk Cousins. No, but can he play in the NFL? Yeah, he could play in the NFL. But again, he'd be one of the lower tier quarterbacks. He's not gonna be a top quarterback. No, you understand? So you got a guy that wants to play in the NFL. The team doesn't want him. It's an ugly situation. I feel bad for him in a way. I kind of do.
They got their quarterback.
I don't.
Play better.
I don't. I don't feel
If
bad for him.
if he would have played better, they wouldn't have been in that situation.
Okay, granted.
Talk less. Talk less.
Granted. Okay, that too. Okay, Bishop.
Like he was the one talking all of this big talk, and it's like, yeah, shut up and play. You haven't done anything in this league.
Right.
You haven't done anything.
Right.
You talking like you know what it is and what it's about, and now look at you.
Look at you now.
He's scheduled to make almost 19 million this year.
Overpaid.
He's
well,
overpaid.
He's not, Bishop. Well, he is, but he's not. It's because he was the overall number 1 pick. So he gets that money. This is the 5th. They gave him the 5th-year option.
What he needs to do, shut the hell up, show up, be the professional that you're supposed to be. Okay. We don't know what that situation is going to be for Deshaun Watson. Who's to say Deshaun Watson even plays this season?
He'll play.
Okay.
Why would he play?
At some point, we don't know. We don't know.
Why would he play?
I think he'll play.
Why would he play?
They're still investigating him.
They're still doing that investigation, crap.
Because there were allegations that he got service. That he got happy-handed.
So now, I'm 100% with you on that. Trust me when I tell you, Bishop, I'm 100% with you. But you know how the Shield is. Okay, so all he got to do is play the waiting game.
What I'm saying, didn't you just outline 2 or 3 owners who were guilty of the same offense, getting happy endings? So again, like the NFL is not like a moral compass for. It's like, you're
100% right. I'm in agreement with you on everything you say, but you're talking owners and you're talking players. You're talking white owners and black players. You already know what the heck is going to come down. What we got? Vic got what happened to Vic for years, and he wasn't nowhere near the fucking house, and he was in jail.
Well, that's
for dog fighting that he didn't take any part in.
That's because his cousins didn't. It's like nobody cares about Deshaun fighting dogs, but they do care about Michael Vick fighting dogs. Let's keep it
real. If Mike Vick's peoples would have held him down.
Exactly my point. Exactly.
Well, again, I'm just talking about this particular situation. We don't know what's going to happen with Watson. Nobody knows. We can speculate all we want.
I know exactly what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Not a damn thing. He'll be suiting up and he'll be playing football. And after a few wins, after a few sensational wins and quarterback touchdown passes, nobody will be talking about it. We'll be like, hey, the young man is getting his life together. Young man is getting his life together.
He referred to him as a young man.
Yep, put all of that behind him. We put all that behind him, and we're moving forward. We're moving forward, and blah blah.
Hold on, Bishop. Did you also write that for the Giants kicker?
No.
When he had his little, when that 35-year-old young man had his situation,
it seems to work. It seems to work, and then if you throw like spiritual
knew that
advisor,
would make all laugh.
If you throw like spiritual advisor in there, or my pastor, or
right.
You mean like Ben Roethlisberger? You get on there and give yourself
give yourself to Jesus.
He said, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Because if they start talking about it now you just getting on me because of my religion.
And been married now and everything. So all that, them allegations, calling me rapist burger. He said that God took that away from me.
Right.
I'm sanctified now.
That spirit. The lustful spirit. The lustful
has been lifted.
Wow. That's all I can say.
Listen, R, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Baker Mayfield will be traded, or like Reg said, just play the background and wait this out? And like Bishop also said, come to camp, be professional.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think a team wants him.
Yeah, I was about to say. Exactly. That's why I think he'll still be there. You know, will it be uncomfortable and ugly? Probably.
He could be sucking his teeth at just Deshaun.
Yeah, more than likely, it's going to be a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, if it's like, okay, this guy comes in and he's clearly better than you, and you can't really argue the fact that this guy is better than you, so you just got to suck it up.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Bishop. But we're talking about ego. You understand?
All right, he's got an injury. He needs to stay home. Woo, there you go. He hurt himself. He hurt his shoulder. You know, throwing in practice, and now he's going through treatment and whatever they, the lingo. He's going through treatment and so forth and so on, and we're just taking it day by day.
Right.
It's just taking it day by day. We're not going to rush him.
Yeah. And that's it. Exactly. I feel you, brother. Yeah. Yo, the last thing we're going to talk about tonight, this is going to be a quick one. This is in baseball. I don't know if you guys heard this story about the New York Yankees third baseman Josh Donaldson, his beef with White Sox super shortstop Tim Anderson. Apparently, Josh Donaldson had called him Jackie during this recent series, but and of course Tim Anderson got offended by this, saying the comment was racist. Now, but hold on, there's more. Here's where it gets a little dicey. Apparently, Donaldson had said this before to Tim, and joking to Tim Anderson, and it wasn't racist back then. So why is it racist now? If there's a history, and I understand that Josh Donaldson isn't exactly the most loved player in the major leagues, I get that, but at the same time,
he's no Trevor Bauer.
What's that again?
He's no Trevor Bauer.
Right, he's no Trevor Bauer, but I'm just saying at the same time, if you said this to him in a joking way before, and maybe he laughed, maybe Anderson laughed, maybe he didn't laugh, whatever, but you wasn't making it a big deal back then, a few years ago. But what's the difference?
Okay, so now with this being with what you telling me and what little bit that I hear about it, if you self-proclaim yourself to be the next Jackie Robinson,
that too. Thank you. I left that part out.
If you self-proclaim yourself to be the second coming of Jackie Robinson, and somebody calls you Jackie, I don't see that as being racist.
Well, it depends on the context. It depends on the context, the situation.
Oh, right.
It depends. It depends.
I don't see that. I'm sorry. I don't see that. Yes.
Donaldson was suspended by Major League Baseball,
which I think is wrong.
Again, he's appealing it, but yeah.
I think that's.
I read that today too. But
how many games did they give?
One game.
One game.
For I don't think that's right. Yeah, especially when you said it before. You understand? And you didn't say jack about it.
Maybe it wasn't received well when he said it before, but he just didn't say anything about it. And then he said it again, and that's like, okay, well, that's the second time you said that. You know what I'm saying? That's just like if I say to you, wait. That's just like if I say to you, yo, I hate all bald head dudes. They're ugly. And you say to me, okay, well, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I get upset with you, and I say that's why all bald head guys are ugly. Then you might take it a little bit differently in the context that I'm saying it in, even though I said it before.
I've been saying I'm a cut his beard, his goatee for years.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, bald head guys with scrappy beards are ugly.
No. And we're not, by the way. But no.
I'm just saying. It's the context that you say it in, and you got to think too. There was a heated situation. It was a heated situation, and he made the comment again, and it's just like, okay, all right, dude. You know what I mean? Maybe that wasn't the best thing for you to say at that particular point. Just take things in context, though. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not defending what he
How
said.
would you feel? How would you feel, Bishop, if I was a lighter color and I said, "Hey, what's up, Willis?
If
Come
you
on,
were,
Willis."
I can't imagine you lighter.
Just imagine if my skin was lighter than my hand.
Okay.
That side of my hand, and I kept
Right.
calling you Willis.
Exactly.
Come on,
Exactly.
Willis.
Yeah, and
You
if
be
you
mad
get
at me for
mad,
that?
yeah. If we were in a situation where there was an altercation and you said that, then yeah, it was like, yo, like why you keep calling me Willis? That's not my name.
Come
You know
on,
what I mean?
Willis.
So,
You know your name, Willis.
so
You guys are stupid.
it depends on the context and when you say it. Because again, he could have said it 100 times, and then this one time in this situation where,
Well, I guess he saw him during the middle of the game. He's like, "Yo, what's up, Jackie?" Maybe he said it differently, but he did call him Jackie.
right.
I still don't. I'm sorry. No. And maybe that's closed-minded of me, but no. I'm not buying that. I'm not taking the brother's side.
Not buying it.
I am not taking the brother's side on this one. I'm sorry.
You're
No.
not co-signing that, or
Sorry. No.
Okay. All right. Well. All right, Terry Crews.
Oh shit!
wow.
So, with that being said, I'm gonna have to break out because I gotta work tomorrow morning. So,
All right, have a good shift, Terry Crews.
Yeah. I'm not. That's racist. No.
Wow. You letting him call you that clown's name?
No,
That
like
perv?
it doesn't bother me because I'm not him. So I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Because R believes in black supremacy.
Oh,
Well, I do.
I'm just saying, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, you can call me whatever. I'm like, this. All right, okay, cool. We still good.
Right. Just saying, like it depends on when you say it and in what context you say it.
I mean, I joke around, but I do get what you're saying, though. But in this particular case, I don't believe it.
Right.
I don't believe him. Maybe in any other different case, I would co-sign with you on this, but in this particular one, no.
So
I'm sorry.
So would you call him Jackie?
Me? Hell yeah.
You would call him Jackie to his face?
That's an insult. First of all, that's an insult to Jackie Robinson. No, I ain't calling him Jackie.
I call him Jackie. He wants to be, hey, Jackie, what's up? You know?
Well, if he referred to himself as, then it's like, okay, well, what's really good here? If he referred to himself as that, it's like, what's really good here?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But I would do it just to be a jerk. I'm like, hey, Jackie, what's up? You know?
And you would do that.
Yeah, thank you. I would. You want to be it? You proclaim yourself as one, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, okay. What's the harm?
Call LeBron James King James?
No.
Never.
The King?
No, I'm not doing that.
I do because it pisses people off.
See, he's evil. That's why he would do that. I wouldn't do that shit.
The King.
It pisses people off for some strange reason. I don't know why.
And you're right. It does piss people off. You know what I'm saying? But I know I wouldn't call him. I'd be like, hey, what's up, LeBron? That's it. That's what you're getting from me. You know? That's all you're getting from me. So with that being said, let me break out. Guys, thanks for checking with us, of course. Bishop, Reg, Dom, Mad Scientist, you know. Got mad love for you guys. You guys
Nick in the chat room, Ronan in the chat room. Thank you.
Also, my brother, the cool man, Culinero. I hope I got that right. He's gonna kill me on Twitter. He's gonna be on with us soon, Mac. Richard.
Yes, sir.
On Twitter. Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's hilarious. And
that's my man.
A real good dude.
Yeah, real good dude. I look forward to him coming on with us because he asked. I had to give him I had to get his email address, and I'm gonna send him the link for the next one. So that'll be fun.
He's a big Giant fan, and
yeah, he
should fit in with the rest of these
for sure.
hooligans.
For sure. For sure. So thanks for all the support, people. I'm gonna break out. Name is Angus Black, aka R Jones. So peace out, Mac. Thank you, guys. Sir. Thank you.
And listen, support us in the paint. I'm trying to move all of this. Yes, there we go. In the Paint, the realest show in sports. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's called In the Paint Media Group. Follow us on Twitter at In the Paint Media. Follow me at The Real Max611 and follow Rodney at Real RJ Jones. Instagram is Mr_Max611. R is the same, Real R Jones. And this is In the Paint, the realest show in sports. Subscribe, share the show. Peace.